Greetings, fellow adventurers, and welcome to Hazards and Hijinks, the live-action fantasy role-playing improv comedy show! My name is Hero Carlisle, and I am your Dungeon Master tonight. Thank you so much for your patience with those technical difficulties. We are so happy you stuck through and have joined us on the second stream. I have nobbled those gobs. They have been taken care of, and we are ready to get this show started. If you have no idea what a hazard or a hijink is, welcome! I just explained it to you a second ago in my intro, but I will explain it to you in more detail. What we do here is we perform for you a fantasy role-playing improv comedy show. It's somewhat like Dungeons and Dragons, but more awesome, funnier, and in every way more epic by gathering together some of the best improvisers and role-playing tabletop gamers that I personally know. We have cultivated an adventure for you designed by the craziest minds that I could gather together on Instagram. That's right, we took to our social media all throughout the week to ask you, our adoring audience, what you would like to see for our adventure, and you did not disappoint this week. First, I said, what monster would you like to see? And by an overwhelming number, you demanded to see Pixies. I just want to give a personal shout out to Eric Wargo. Eric Wargo! Onto it! Yes, never let it be said that I don't immediately drop what I'm doing to do exactly what I'm told. Yes, there you go, Eric. Congratulations. As I was saying, thank you. I got a good job out of that. Thank you. Thank you very much. As I was saying, you selected Pixies. That's right. Instagram said Pixies. So our heroes will be taking on Pixies tonight. But that's not all. No, I then said, what quest would you like our heroes to be going on? And by another overwhelming majority, you selected a kill quest. So in addition to fighting Pixies, our heroes will be given a quest where they will be forced to kill a certain number of unknown monsters at this point. If they accomplish both of these tasks, they will be one step closer to leveling. That's right, our heroes now have a chance to level, growing stronger, becoming more epic, and likely to survive the hazards that you throw at them. Yes, that's right, you throw at them. Now, you may have noticed that you're watching this show from the comfort of your own house. Wow, don't you just love modern media? I know I do. We are able to do that and bring you all of this content live streaming because of the generous donations of viewers like you, our significant others, and my mom. If you would like to donate to us and continue to support artists and comedians and all of the content that we put out, you can do so through our Venmo right there at Fancy Hobo Improv. You can donate any amount throughout the show. All of the proceeds go to helping bring in content like our genre show, our BIPOC night, our Pride night, and hazards and hijinks. These fresh costumes don't pay for themselves. We still have drop frame rates like crazy, but I think you know what's going on. I think you can follow. Maybe I slow down, or should I speed up? It doesn't really matter. It's like a robot. Anywho, as I was saying, in addition to just being a good sport and donating, you also have the chance to join the adventure. That's right. Every dollar you donate turns you into a character in our show. You can be a dastardly necromancer. You can be a brave princess. You can be an amazing dragon that is also a brave princess, because that's how it rolls here in Improvia. That's how we do in this fantasy world. That's right. So throw down that money, become part of the adventure yourself. In addition to that, we also have this handy dandy donation now. Check that out, which has donation suggestions for you. If you throw $5 our way, you will give a hero a health potion, healing them for 6 points of damage, making them more likely to survive the adventure ahead of them. If you donate $7, you will spring a deadly trap on our heroes, inflicting 6 points of damage and teaching them a valuable lesson. For $10, you can grant them an epic weapon, making them stronger in combat and more likely to survive the dangers ahead of them. For $12, you can bestow know a terrible curse, twisting them body, mind, and soul, with the only way they can ever break free is when we decide together that they have amused us enough. And finally, for $20, you can summon from the depths of hell a big, bad, evil monster to come out and kick the ever-living shit out of the party. Every time we've thrown a big, bad, evil monster at the party, it has completely devastated them, causing a TPK. What we call around here a TPK is a total party knockout, which completely derails the adventure. It's a lot of fun. It's a running gag that no hero has successfully defeated a big, bad, evil monster, and it is an ongoing sore point for our heroes that they have not even gotten close to defeating a monster at all. So that's a lot of fun. You don't just have to donate to a specific person. If you are feeling lucky, you can say random, and I will roll a dice and randomly assign any of these rewards or damages to a fortunate or unfortunate player. So you can tell me who you want the gift to go to or who you want the trap sprung on, and I will spring it on Simon. And that out of the way, let's get to the most important part of the show, where I introduce our adventurers this evening. Boom! So let's do that now, starting off with Tyler X. Kuntz as the Laxodon Rogue.
Ah! This episode's gonna be muy elefante!
All right, next up is going to be Jose Orozco as Pike Veritas, the Elf Engineer.
Alrighty, let's get to work, ladies and gentlemen.
Up next, we have MC Smitherman as Jackson Ripper Wainwright, the Human Engineer.
Your local fantasy cyborg at your service.
That's right, we have twice the engineers this episode. And rounding us out, we have everyone's favorite mechanical monstrosity. Put your hands together for Kyle Pearson as Simon the Ironborn Mercenary.
To translate Tusk's earlier statement, he said tonight is going to be very elephant.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
All right, now that we have assembled our party together, I think it's time to get started. And we're going to start the way we always do, with a hearty huzzah. And we encourage you to join us at home in that hearty huzzah. Get that blood pumping and join the adventure. On 3, 2, 1, huzzah! All right, where to begin? Let's start with Ripper, Tusk, and Pike. Ripper, Tusk, and Pike have been sent to the farthest edge of the territory that is known as the Oakvale region. They have been sent on a very simple quest, which they have accomplished. It was to drop off a package for an old orc who had recently had his cow returned to him. This had endeared the old orc to the cool adventurers, and now the cool adventurers had begun running simple errands for the old orc. Was probably the only person, and the cow provided free milk for the cool adventurers, which was an added bonus. And so after the three made their way back to Oakvale proper, knowing that all that waited them was growing frustrated job of being unwanted town guards. As they make their way to the town, they see a dense forest, and in the dense forest, a bright ball of light emerging high above the forest before vanishing in a blink.
Did you see that? What?
Yeah, that seems like a normal, Friday for us. Let's keep on going. Let's go give it a look-see there.
Yes,
I do
that
enjoy
anomaly
the
could
balls of
prove
lights.
fruitful for future knowledge. We should definitely check it out.
I like the way you think, Pike.
Yeah, I'm all down for following glowing objects. What's the worst that could happen?
Slow and agonizing death. Statistically
Could,
speaking.
Jack. We could.
The
But
cool
I'm
will
not saying that's
adventurers.
the worst thing that could happen. It's probably not going to happen. We could go blind instead.
Oh no, I wouldn't like that at all.
Well, that's why I've been developing brand new mechanical eyes, so if we do go blind, it's not that big of a deal.
Alrighty then. That sounds pretty good to me. Let's go check it out then. And so
Let's
then
head
I
on over.
scan and I triangulate its fall with the angle and the distance to where we are, and I pinpoint where it landed.
Okay, that sounds like it is going to be an intelligence check to me. So let's set this check. You're a very smart engineer, and math is your literal religion. So I'm going to set it at 10. I'm going to make it very easy. That's a 14. So yes, you're able to see exactly where it falls. By your guesstimation, it will take you maybe an hour of light walking to get there. What would you like to do?
What do you say, gang? Should we head out?
I'd say we take a nice little light stroll over there. And very good geometry and trigonometry and all that you did there. You did that real quick. Is that all in your head?
Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
Ah.
I don't
man.
understand your math, but I trust you with my life.
Same here, Tusk. Let's away!
Away we go.
And so they set off into the woods, pursuing the thing that they had saw fall. Now, what was that thing? Well, let's find out together. We cut to Simon. For those of you, Simon, he was on the verge of exploding as he was overheating his core reactor to melt the Temple of the Meganorn to deactivate the stone golem guards that had been activated by Nan and Sunny. His arms had been ripped off in an attempt to, one, sacrifice it to the Meganorn, and two, grapple the Meganorn, leaving him in a desperate situation. He had successfully exploded, if one can say one can successfully explode, and this had caused the entire temple to evaporate in the light from his explosion. And given the fact that he was made of pure tungsten, he survived the explosion and began to fall down to the forest beneath him. Simon, you have 3 rounds before you collide with the earth below you. What would you like to do with your first round?
I'm going to regret this. I would like to detach my legs in order to lighten the blow. I can reassemble myself once I reach ground zero. There's little I can do right now. Arms? Don't got 'em.
Okay, so you would like to detach your legs. Very well, that's going to be a constitution check. Let's set this check at 10 or better. That's a 5. You have accidentally detached your head. Your head shoots off, and the rest of your body detaches away from you. You now have 2 rounds. What would you like to do?
I would like to call out to any forest creature below me for help. Because if my head reaches the ground, it could damage my thing will be very difficult from here on out.
Yeah. In retrospect, you probably should have tried that before detaching your legs. But let's give it a try now.
Randomly algorithm already having trouble falling from the ground.
Yes, my brother is not a dungeon master. He is a dungeon. Algorithms are randomly generated, so I totally get it. I totally get where you're coming from with that. All right, let's roll. That's going to be an animal handling check. We are going to do an animal handling check that's not really in your wheelhouse as a mercenary, so I'm going to say it's a little tougher. We're going to set it at, I want to be generous. Let's set it at 12 or better. That is another 5. Yes, you make a call. What kind of call do you make?
Hello, I am falling from the ground. If you would beneficial to me, beneficial to me, beneficial to me, beneficial to me.
Yes. Suddenly, from the forest, avian creature rear up and begin flapping its wings. It is massive in size. It's a roc, a giant bird, somewhere between an eagle and a vulture. It rises up flying, looks at your body, grabs onto it, and flies away with your body. Your head is now the only thing falling. You now have 1 round. What would you like to do?
That is very not beneficial. I would like to brace for impact and hope that the damage I'm inevitably going to take will not be much.
Okay, yes. Brace for
I'm
impact.
just ahead. There's nothing I can do.
You are just
I'm just ahead.
What a
I'm
way
willing
to
help.
start the show.
My options are limited.
All right. Yeah, I would say let's brace for impact. Let's roll a I'm gonna say let's roll a special ability. Let's use your special ability die. Let's use your analyze. You're gonna analyze the scenario, the trajectory of as you're falling, because in the trees you can get a good idea of your surroundings. So let's roll that. Let's roll your analyze.
I would like to hyper-analyze to see where the softest area I could land is, and what part of my just head will be the softest landing spot.
There we go. So let's roll a d20 and a d6. That's the 14 we were looking for earlier. There it is, Simon.
Better late than never.
Better late than never. Yes, you are able to identify a stray branch, and you begin and you slowly move towards the branch as you fall. You hit the branch knocks you up. You fly into another tree, which bangs you over here, and then you begin to like ping pong your way down like a ball in a what are those things called?
Pinball machine, I believe.
Yes, like a pinball, safely with virtually no damage on the forest ground. What do you do?
I start rolling towards where the bird carried my body. Like a little ball.
Like a little ball. Okay. You have no form of locomotion, so I'm very curious how you're going to pull this. Do you have a tongue? Like, do you have a tongue? Or like, how do you communicate?
I have a mechanical tongue and I have simulated facial muscles. So much like one could try to slide a cookie down their face without using their hands and try to get into their mouth, I'm going to do that, but instead of the cookie, it's the ground.
Okay. So we do have rudimentary locomotion. So this is going to be a strength check, which as a mercenary, strength is in your wheelhouse. So I'm going to set this real low to help you out. Let's set it at 5. It's a 5 or better to start rolling around. Oh no, we dropped that d20. These dice are... Let's try that again. Yeah, there we go. That 19. That works. Yes. Extending your mechanical tongue and using your lifelike cheeks and jaw, you are able to pick up some speed, and you begin rolling in the direction that you saw the rock flying. As you do, after about 45 minutes of rolling your head around, you begin to hear familiar voices, that of Pike, that of Ripper, and that of Tusk.
Friends.
My calculations are never wrong. You know this.
I mean,
Well,
we've
an
been walking...
elephant never forgets, and I believe we are lost.
Excuse me.
What? Oh God! I kick it.
Go! Eliminate the threat!
I told you my calculations were never wrong.
Yeah, kicking is going to be an attack, so we need to roll against Simon's D, which is 8. So let's roll a d20 against 8. That's a 10. Yes, you straight up bend it like Beckham, Tusk. Is this a simple attack, standard attack, or a power attack?
A simple attack.
A simple attack. Let's roll a 1d6.
Of course
6.
it is.
Yeah, of course it is. Why not? It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Yes, Simon's head goes flying through the air and lands somewhere about 15 yards away from where you are.
Identify yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. It just scared me.
That was a good kick, Tusk. You can improve your kick if you change the angle and speed of up to 30 degrees and 25 miles per hour.
Oh my God!
Oh my
Simon!
God,
Follow
is
his
that-
voice. Follow his
Look,
voice to
Simon?
his head.
Oh! Simon! My baby
Simon!
Robo Boy! What have they done to you?
What did
Where's
you
your
do,
body?
Tusk?
Well, it's a bit of a story, but if you're willing to sit down and hear it, I will tell it to you.
I think we're good. Let's just pick him up and head on back to town.
Whoa.
The activating story.
He's got a lot of expensive equipment, and I don't know if we got the parts to, put them all back together. We've got to get his body back.
Jack,
at least
Jack,
what remains-
Jack. Between the two of us, we should be able to construct a body for our dear friend.
Where are you going to find the scrap metal, Pike? We're in the middle of nowhere. We're in a forest. There isn't metal in a forest.
Tusk.
Additionally, if I may interject, my core processor is still within my torso. I'm running on emergency backup power.
Ooh, yeah, that
that's the problem.
processor. That's
It's
one
gonna
of a kind.
Even if we combine our forces, it's going to take us at least 3 days to build a new Hextech core.
Is your body nearby, little buddy?
My body was swept away by a giant bird. And that does not include my arms. My arms are elsewhere.
Where are your arms?
My arms one of them was sacrificed, and so getting that back may be more difficult. And one of them was yanked off after trying to grab the thing it was sacrificed for.
Right. A classic arm for an arm situation. Yeah.
That's
Tusk.
Arms.
It is not.
No.
considered.
There will be no punning in my show. Take 2 points of damage, Tusk.
Somebody's got
soon?
it out for me. Got a headache coming.
Simon,
it's
would
a-
you happen to have a recording of the incident so that I can try and analyze it to see which way your body went?
Playing recording. I project my eyeballs.
Okay.
The projection appears on the foliage of the pine trees. You see a large rock ascend from the forest, latching onto his body with his talons and flying south.
All right. I think we got a pretty good idea. Let's go get that body back.
Yeah. Said south. I pick up Simon and just gonna attach him to some leather straps and hang him on my back like a little backpack.
All right, as Ripper Yoda's Simon onto his back, the 4 cool adventurers make their way south. Now, who is going to do a nature check to see if they can follow the path of the rock?
I will do the nature check, for I learned
right.
of nature studies in my rogue schooling.
All right, sounds good. Then, since you have some expertise in it, we'll go easy on you and set it. The dice are kind of cruel tonight, so we'll walk light. 17, yes. Tusk, as you begin to look around, you notice a massive 4-foot-long purple feather. And you walk towards it, recognizing it as a rock's feather. You see several yards away, about 30 or 40 yards away, a second rock's feather, and see almost like a trail of breadcrumbs you are able to follow. Picking up the pace, the 4 cool adventurers begin following the rock until after a few hours, you can see the rock flying in the air. It is flying towards a lone spire, peering out of the forest, rising high, overlooking the forest like a big middle finger of which a bird would sit.
Huh. Giant middle finger. Where have I seen that before?
Giant bird on a bird, given the bird.
Wait a minute. A pun like that on a building like that could mean only one thing. Pixies. Those annoying little devils.
Oh
Always
my
doing
god.
stupid middle finger shaped architecture.
Are
They
you
think it's
telling
funny.
me pixies are real?
Of course, pixies are real. Tusk, you're a giant humanoid elephant. What do you think?
Suddenly, a dog jumps out of the forest. The dog has 2 health potions dangling around its neck. Ha! Don't you know, Tusk? Everyone knows pixies are real, and they're the worst thing in this forest. They do all kinds of terrible nonsense in this wood. We would be most relieved if you solved this problem. Hello, I am Artemis of the wood. I am the hunter dog.
Artemis?
Oh, they're so cute. Come here, you booby.
As you begin petting Artemis, it shakes its leg and scratches. Yes. I could not overhear this predicament that you find yourself in, and I saw Simon's body be carried into the rock's spire. We, the Fey Court, felt most sympathy for this and offer in relief Simon these 2 health potions that he may use for himself or offer to the party as a whole. This we offer from Artemis, the hunter's hound.
What a good dog.
You're a good boy.
Thank you.
Inject it into my frontal lobe, as I am unable to drink and I cannot store in my core processor at the moment.
Those sound like you problems. Goodbye and good luck, cool adventurers. If you could resolve the pixie problem, you will be forever, the Fey Court will be forever in your debt. Good luck and goodbye. And Artemis scampers off into the woods before fading away into glitter and dust.
Look at his little butt as he runs away. It looks like toes.
I cannot deny that talking dog has certainly livened our moods, but pixies being a problem for the Fey Court. That's some gnarly interfaith politics that I ain't cut out for. But if it's what's gonna get Simon's body back, I don't think we got a choice.
Normally, I wouldn't want to deal with them, but for Simon, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe we should save these health potions, and I'll just use my homebrew potion to help Simon out. I had one on standby. Come here. Just turn slightly. Okay, just pour it over.
All right, that's going to be an alchemy check. We're going to set this at 10 or better. All right, here we go. 10, yes! You begin pouring a thick, viscous black liquid all over Simon and rubbing it into his head. It seeps in and sparks begin flying all out. You have been healed for 4 points of damage, Simon. You are back to full health. It has also charged your emergency battery, giving you another 4 hours of charge.
Thank you for your assistance, Tusk. I will be happy to assist you for the next 4 hours.
Nicely done, Tusk.
Yeah, I was 70% sure that wasn't poison.
That is a solid C, Tusk. I would take that any day.
I analyzed the potion, and it looks more like the percentage was at 69.592. However, 70 is an approximation that I can trust.
You know, if I was a professor, a 69 point something, I would just round that up to 70. I mean, I wouldn't want to be a jerk about it.
Now
You're
we
gonna have to
gotta
teach me how to make one of those someday, because if it can repair him, it can repair these guns, and I could certainly use all the help I can get in that department, because I keep getting hurt a lot on these missions.
I was going to do a terrible joke, but the way you abandoned it like halfway through, I could not humiliate you more than you did yourself. So congratulations, Ripper.
I humiliated my way out of danger.
Yes, you did. That counts for something. There you go. Good job. Good job.
Get his body back.
Let's go get his body back. The cool adventurers make their way to the rock's spire. It peers out of the forest. You notice the trees around the spire begin to decay and die. There's weird bubbles floating around the spire. They are pink and float as you pop each one. They kind of giggle obnoxiously and high pitched.
I didn't like that last one there.
That last one was very out of character.
Well,
This is
why do they
I can see.
smell so bad when you pop them? Is my question. Ugh.
I
Yes.
mean, that's just pixie farts there.
Yes.
They're real stinkers.
They smell like a ball pit at a Burger King. And as we know, there are a few things that smell worse than a ball pit at a Burger King. Adventurers, as you look up, you can see several ways to climb the spire, as well as a few cave entrances to potentially enter the spire. How would you like to approach, and what would you like to do?
Well, we could try flying up there or go into the caves. What's the general consensus, my amigos?
I'm always a fan of flying and grappling hook my way up a building, but I don't know if one, how reliable that is with this guy on my back, and two, if y'all be able to keep up with that.
We can just attach them onto XR2. Here, hold on. Let me bust them out really quick. And then I pull out a little pill, and then I shoot it out, and it expands into my giant robotic bird.
All right, yes. XR2 comes tumbling out of the pill. Beep, 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 beep.
All right, X, take Simon's head and carry it for us for a little while, okay, buddy? Awesome. Jack, just attach him really
I'm
quick
just
for me,
gonna
please.
Tie Simon's head onto XR2 in around the talons, so then XR2 can carry him.
The
Awesome.
talons? So on the feet?
Like on, well, how big is
XR2 is an
XR2?
ostrich, so XR2 has wings.
Oh, XR2 is an ostrich. Okay, so we can like right on his back.
Right on his back
Okay,
is
yeah.
great. Yeah.
As you put him on his back, a pixie appears in one of the bubbles, which pops. Hello,
Ah!
hello, Jackson Wainwright, the Ripper. My name is Gigglefibble, and I curse you. The pixie extends its finger, and a curse flows through you. In honor of National Poetry Month, you must speak in rhyme and in good time. You have been cursed, Ripper. Failure to speak in rhyme will cost you 2 health points every time you fail to do so. The only way you will escape this curse is when you make Giggle Biggle, Giggle Biggle. Good luck to you, my friend. Good luck.
Information registered. We'll be noting for rhymes.
You see these pixies. They could have taken your sights, or they could have like made you, bleed every time you sneeze. But no, they make you rhyme. It's always something infuriating.
They could have done anything to me, but this is the worst punishment, you see?
And now we have to listen to this.
Oh man. This is going to be worse than your mixtape on that you made me listen to last Friday.
Oh, I kind of liked Ripper Jams 34.
I have Ripper Jams 34 downloaded in my hard drive. Would you like me to play it?
Ooh, bump it, bump it.
Oh God.
Command registered. Pumping. Hey yo, my name is Ripper.
All right, I'm outie. I'm going up there.
Rip up, gonna rip up. Some gonna rip up.
All right, XR, let's
Ripper.
go. We're heading up and we're gonna party.
Snarla, get out of the studio. It's my time in the studio.
All
I love
right.
this part.
So Tusk pulls out from his pack his angel wings, which he acquired when he was in Elysium, and quickly puts them on his back and begins flying into the air. Pike hops onto XR2, and XR2 pulls out rocks. You are going to need to roll a engineering check to have XR2 fly. So let's roll that real quick. That's going to be, we'll set that at 10 or better. We'll keep it simple for now. That would be a class feature if we were in combat, so it's just an engineering check. Yeah, it's 6. Classic X2 moment. Yes, X2 begins to fly, does a couple spirals, and then crashes directly into the spire wall. Let's roll a d6 for damage.
I assume that applies to me as well. Of course it is.
Of course it is, Simon. Both of you take 6 points of damage as you continue to fly up haphazardly up the spire. Now, Ripper, how would you like to ascend? You said grappling hook and climb.
Well, listening back to my old tracks, I gotta say they're a bit whack. But I've got my grappling hooks, and they'll have everyone else shook.
Ooh, we are dangerously close to slant rhymes, my friend. You are playing with fire. All right, that is going to be night. That was a dungeoneering check, right? Yeah, dungeoneering. Let's roll a dungeoneering check for the grappling hook. That's an 11. I'm gonna say yes. Yes, it is. The grappling hook fires from your hand, grapples onto an outcropping of rock from the spire, and you begin climbing your way up. The 4 of you begin ascending higher and higher, higher and higher, making your way up. You can see now at the top of the spire there is a large nest made of tangled trees. The desiccated wood of the dead trees from below have been ripped and torn and formed into a massive nest. From the massive nest, huge, enormous purple wings extend out, flap, and then go back into the nest before collapsing down. You can also see outcroppings of rocks, as well as what appears to be a cave system that goes halfway up. What would you like to do?
I'll use my special disguise abilities that I learned in school to master my disguise, and I'm gonna paint myself purple and try and be a sort of mate for this bird.
All right, yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be let's roll that deception check. We're gonna set that at, well, you are a master of disguise, so we're gonna set that at 12 or better. $13. Wow. Ooh, these dice, even when they help us, they barely do so. It's like pulling teeth. Yes, you quickly throw on some paint, makeup, and feathers, those feathers you had been collecting, and make yourself a rock costume and fly up to the nest. You fly to the nest and you see the massive rock. It raises up its head. Okay, now here's the tricky question. I'm assuming you're attempting to deceive this rock. So is that a deception check, or because it is an animal, is that an animal handling check?
Let's go with deception.
Okay, let's. Yes, thank you very much for clearing that up for me, Tusk.
Master Rogue deceives his victims.
Yes. All right, then we will have it be a deception check, and as you are deceiving another species of which you do not speak its language or are fully understanding of its body language, let's set this one a little high. We'll make this one a 14 or better.
I'm doing what I think is like a mating dance.
Yeah. Oh, barely again. The Celestial Kitten is on your side tonight, Tusk. Yes, you rolled a 14. You begin to do the mating dance. The massive rock rises up, extends its wings out, blocking out the sun with its huge avian form. You can see in its eyes an amorous glow as it begins spreading its feathers out, puffing out, if it will. It begins to match your dance, and the two of you begin to sway romantically. You can see in the nest as it lifts itself up, you can see the mangled body of Simon, his chassis kind of ripped open where the rock had been attempting to eat him. It had given up, obviously, when it realized this was not an armored adventurer, but instead some type of mechanical monstrosity of some kind. It appears to have his legs are still intact. His arms are missing, just as he himself had said. You can see his core processor, but of course, as you have no engineering experience, you can't assess the damage that has been done to him, but it looks like it's still in functional working order. It doesn't look like it has been too terribly damaged. Let's cut. We'll come back to you while you're up there. Let's cut to Pike and Ripper. You're still about halfway up the spire. You saw. We can also have Simon there because you haven't fallen off or anything. You see Tusk. He's flown up, and you see the rock has kind of extended out. You're not sure what's going on up there. You hear giggling coming from inside the cave. What do you do?
I'm gonna continue on and follow up to the nest. And I'm gonna follow Tusk. So sorry, Simon, you're coming
because
with.
He's a master deceiver, and I'd hate to be the receiver of one of his lies, and I want to make sure some of these pixies die.
Okay. All right. So So how would you like to accomplish that?
Am I still in flight, or am I not in flight anymore?
Yes, you are in flight, but as I said, XR2 is kind of haphazardly flying up. So
it's
right
just
now,
kind of like a helicopter, just kind of hovering there.
Well, kind of like more or less just like banging against the stone side of the spire. It's kind of like. But
I'm not moving up.
You're moving up slowly.
Slowly.
It's like
okay.
It's like slamming into the wall and then raising 6 inches and then slamming into the wall and then raising like 2 feet and then slamming into the wall. You know.
Okay. And how much further do I have to go?
Where are you trying to go to? Are you trying to go to the caves? Or
I was following Tusk.
Oh, you're trying to follow Tusk.
Yeah.
It wouldn't take you any time at all to get to the top.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna follow him towards that nest because we got to get Simon's body back.
Okay, and Jack, you want to go to the caves? Ripper, all right. Okay, then we are going to split the party up. We're gonna split the party up, people. All right, let's have Ripper. So Pike and Simon shoot up. Do some more somersaults, almost look like they're going to drop down and plummet back down to earth before XR2 and shoots back up into the air towards the nest. Ripper, you hear the giggling, having the blood rush through your iron heart. You know what you need, and that's revenge. So you make your way to the cave. So let's just follow Ripper for a little bit. All right, Ripper, you make your way into the cave. You can hear giggling. You also hear a familiar sound. As you peer deeper into the cave, you hear the sound, the muffled sound, if you're not mistaken. It sounds like MacDuffy, the human druid, your fellow cool adventurer.
I'm rather surprised he's here. I'm going to look around this corner and peer, searching for my peer.
Oh, well done. Yes, I'm going to
if I'm not mistaken, this is the second time that I've been forced to rhyme.
You will be forced to rhyme until you are done, until we have had our mutual fun. Yes, so peering around the corner, I'm assuming you're going to want to do this stealthily, so let's roll a stealth check. You are a scoundrel in nature, if I'm not mistaken. Engineers are scoundrels, so we're going to set this check at 10. Let's set 10. Yes, you got a 10. Ooh, we are pulling teeth from these dice tonight, but it may have turned, ladies and gentlemen. It may have turned. So, slinking against the wall, you peer over, and you see the interior of the spire is a cavernous structure extending high several stories and down. You see pink, yellow, blue, iridescent pixies flying back and forth, more of these bubbles, and you see dangling high amidst ropes from the ceiling, you see 3 figures bound in ropes descending all the way down at the bottom. At the bottom, you can see several figures and a swamp-like environment at the bottom of the spire, somewhat antithetical to the desiccated environment of what was surrounding the spire, almost as if this lush, grotesque, damp marsh environment has been draining the natural vitality of the surrounding forest to feed itself. From where you down, you can see that one of the bound figures is in fact MacDuffie, who is bound and gagged and seems to be communicating through his gag, screaming in some capacity, yelling in some way at one of the figures that you can't quite make out from your vantage point down in the marsh. What you can see in the marsh, amongst the marsh, is a large hut and several figures moving in and out of the hut. Around the hut. You can also see a large fire, and in the fire you can see a large boiling cauldron.
Okay, so out of everybody that I see, MacDuffie, I spy thee. Is he the only friend, or is that the end?
Well, you would have to do an intelligence check to see if you could recall the other people. So let's do an intelligence check. We'll set this one at, you're a pretty savvy guy. Let's set it at 10 or better. Oh, yeah. Okay, the other 2 are orcs. One of them is an elderly orc. And so one of them is an elderly orc. The other is a younger orc. They also appear to be kind of struggling against their binding. They are also gagged. They seem to be also kind of shouting. You also are able to get a better idea of what's going on. The creature that MacDuffie seems to be communicating with is a large, grotesque swamp crone. You can't hear the communication between the two, and surrounding swamp crone, the creatures that seem to be moving back and forth, throwing up the fire and doing other to be gator folk, anthropomorphic alligator people, all of them with wide brimmed straw hats.
Okay, does MacDuffie seem to be in imminent danger, or do I have time to go and retrieve my fellow rangers?
Ooh, good one. Well done. Give yourself 2 hit points for that. Well done. Even if you're already at max, give yourself 2 additional hit points if you're already at max. Yeah, good job. There to be immediate danger from what you can see. I mean, obviously the 3 of them are above a massive cauldron of boiling unknown liquid, and the little you know about crones, that usually spells disaster. That doesn't end well for people. But you don't see like a ceremonial dagger. They're not being slowly lowered into said cauldron. I would say from what you can imagine about this scene, it's not looking good, but it's not dinner time yet, if you catch my meaning. Also, the pixies do not seem to be associated with the swamp crone. The pixies are higher up on the spire. As I said, the spire is several stories. The interior of it is several stories, and there seems to be like 2. They seem to be almost 2 factions. There seems to be a very clear divide between what's going on down here and what's going on up here. The only thing connecting the 2 is the long rope that starts from the top cavern and extends all the way down. But for the most part, the pixies just seem to be giggling, playing pranks on each other, generally being annoying and obnoxious.
Okay, well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, so these crones could be a godsend. But I'm going to go get my other buds, so then we can come back together and spill some blood.
Ooh, okay. Buds and blood don't rhyme, so 2 points of damage.
Ah!
Ooh, yeah! Suddenly a pixie appears in front of you and with a big mallet smacks you across the face. I said rhyme! And then blinks out of existence. All right, let's cut back to Pike and Simon. You have just risen up, flying on XR2, just as you see the large rock embrace Tusk with its massive wings.
Oh, digging this. It started as a deception, but I don't know anymore. Oh.
Tusk, what are you doing to that bird?
They appear to be making a hybrid animal. Would you like some privacy?
Yeah, shield thy eyes, my friends.
Following command. Shielding
Yeah,
eye.
I'm shielding.
I saw Simon's down there too, by the way. Just maybe feel around a bit, you know. Well, the adults are doing some things.
Yeah, it looks like you're feeling around already, Tusk. So
Feeling around a bit.
we'll go get the
All right,
body.
now the rock is currently distracted. Would you like to attempt to sneak past it or not even bother?
I would like to not even bother. My eyes are shielded, and therefore nothing I am doing is wrong.
You're also a head attached to a mechanical ostrich. This was
Yeah, I'm gonna
for Pike.
leave XR2 there, and I'm going to stealthily and nimbly, with my elf feet, sneak across and try and get the body.
All right, scoundrel, you are inherently stealthy and sneaky, and as you are an elf, you are lithe and acrobatic. So I'm going to say a stealth check for you is going to be an 8. All you need to do is roll an 8 or better. '18, yes, success. You're able to sneak under what you can only imagine as you try to avoid the sounds, the sights, and the smells is rock lovemaking high above you as feathers slowly down and you make your way towards Simon's body. You see his chassis has been ripped open. Some of his parts have been torn, not apart, but there's huge gashes on it from the rock's claws, its talons. Wires are these gashes. Would you like to do an assessment of his body, or would you like to grab it and take it back to XR2?
I have time to analyze, I think, and see what's wrong. So I'm going to assess the body.
All right, that's going to be an engineering check. We're going to set this one at 10 or better. Ooh, yeah, Simon's design is surprisingly as advanced of an engineer as you are. As an elf, you have lived a very long life. House Veritas is a prodigious house of engineers. You know, it's not unknown to you. But this is light years ahead of any tech you've seen. You don't know his ass from his elbow, and that's really weird because his elbows are literally not here. So,
what kind of screws are these? What the heck? I've never seen a star-shaped screw. What kind of tool are you even supposed to use for this?
Yes, in your attempt to do an analysis, you have accidentally activated his self-destruct sequence. He will self-destruct in 2 hours unless someone is able to deactivate his self-destruct sequence.
Oh, claws! Claws! Oh! Oh!
Okay, I can't do another action, right?
Yes, you cannot do another action right now. Let's cut back to Ripper. Ripper, you make your way out of the cave. You are back at the mouth of the spire. You can hear the rock screaming through the mountain. If you look up, you can see XR2 kind of hovering, but you can no longer see Pike. What do you do?
Well, that's about as good as hell. And in my head, I've got them warning bells. I'm going to head up and hope that I don't fall and need to be cleaned up.
Up and up? You rhymed up and up? Take 2 points of damage, my friend.
Yeah.
Them's the rules! Suddenly a pixie peers behind your back and stabs you with a massive dagger. Rhyme! Rhyme, you baby child! It's National Poetry Month! And with a bubble and the smell of too many children and warm plastic, it disappears.
Well, this sucks. I'm gonna go help them not get fucked.
There you go. All right. Let's roll another dungeoneering check. This one's going to be a simple. You don't have to go very far. Let's roll a 6 or better. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! You begin falling. Ah! Your grappling hook actually strikes a bubble. The bubble bursts with a giggle. Enjoy the landing! And you begin falling off the spire. You have 4 rounds before you collide with the earth. What would you like to do with your first round?
These pixies are a bunch of hacks. I'm gonna activate my jetpack.
All right, there we go. Let's activate that jetpack. That's going to be an engineering check. Let's roll an engineering check. Let's set it at 10 or better. 12, yes, your jetpack removes itself from its position inside of your back with gory, bloody, magnificent glory shooting forth, and erupts fire bursts out of your spine, and you begin taking off towards XR2. You can see Pike is standing ever so stealthily inside the nest, standing over what appears to be Simon's body. If you look above, you can see that the rock is entangled with Tusk in some embrace.
I'm not even gonna ask about Tusk's current task.
Congratulations, you have broken the curse.
Thank the gods.
Giggle Biggle appears and claps. It then stabs you. For no damage, but it stabs you and it stings a little before you whack it away. Congratulations, you have successfully overcome the curse. What do you do?
Pike, all right, what we got going on here? I can't hear you.
Okay, so I can't figure out exactly how this body works. It's pretty weird stuff. So we're gonna have to get Simon's head over here, because if there's one person that should know how this works, it's Simon.
Yeah, I mean, I also used to build the Simon units.
Oh,
and
that is glorious.
Ironborn. So I know what's going on. Where's his head?
Okay, his head is over there with XR2. It's safe, and the body's right here.
All right, grab the head.
Ripper grabs Simon's head and makes your way over to the nest. Now, are you attempting to sneak over to the nest, or are you just going over to the nest?
I'm gonna be sneaky little slithery boy.
All right, let's set yours at 10, as you are not a lithe and acrobatic elf, but a clumsy, clumsy human. 14, however, you've done it. Your cybernetic enhancements have made you lithe and nimble indeed. You are able to do a cartwheel as you stealthily sneak over with Simon in play. You make your way to the body. Yes, so you are able to assess the damage, and in order to put Simon's head back on his body, that is well. Assessing the damage, you notice two things. You can deactivate the self-destruct sequence that Pike has accidentally activated, or you can put Simon's head back in his body. You cannot do both at the same time. What would you like to do first?
Well, Simon can activate and deactivate his own self-destruct mechanisms, so I'm going to put his head back on first. How long until the explosion goes off?
2 hours.
Oh yeah, I'll reattach his head first.
All right, let's get to work. Pulling out your tools, you begin attempting to attach Simon's head back to his body. As you have previous experience with the Simon unit, I am going to say this check is going to be a 12 or better, an engineering check of 12 or better. Oh, no! While you may be familiar with the Simon unit, you are not familiar with this Simon in particular. The self-destruct unit begins to rise out of the chassis, and the 2 hours switches to 20 minutes.
This is not the correct place to place me. You are doing this incorrectly.
I know I'm doing it incorrectly, Simon. Don't judge me while I'm working. I'm already under a lot of pressure here.
Register command. Not judge. You're doing a great job. You're not.
Suddenly, there is a massive explosion of feathers and other things as Tusk falls down to the ground. The rock flies into the air and lets out a massive shriek. Lightning cuts through the sky.
Can someone please describe what happened? My eyes have still been commanded to be shielded.
Oh, you can open up your peepers, Simon. No
Registering command.
Well, Simon, when one organic life form finds another organic life form, kind of, foxy, they perform coital actions. In this case, Tusk, with the rock, is basically what happened.
Oh,
Information
man.
fallacy. I did not detect any fox-like qualities on the bird.
Oh, no. Just an expression. Attractive, groovy,
Information fallacy. I did not detect any magnetic properties on the bird.
Well, it's really more of a emotional magnetism.
Simon, they done and got it on. Tusk, now that you're no longer occupied, do you have any more of that mechanical reparation serum stuff?
Whoa, let me see what I can whip up. Maybe I could do something with the health potion we got, and I can mix some of my chemicals and we get it going on.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
that could help Simon almost repair the neurons and the servos that I can't seem to get a grasp on. I worked on the 1.0s. This Simon's a little bit more advanced than that.
Here you go.
All right. I'm going to try to use this now to fix him as best I can and hope that it don't blow us up.
All right, yes. I am going to say, if I'm not mistaken, this is Tusk's special ability, which is Finkel's secret goo, special goo. What's that called?
Oh, it's a secret special
mysterious liquid. The mysterious liquid. So yes, you are using the mysterious liquid. Are you? So let's roll a special ability check. We're going to do a D20 and a D6. So let's see how we do. Feeling good?
Maybe I should become a bard, eh, Pike?
12. Yes. pouring the mysterious liquid over the connecting joint of Simon's neck and the torso. You hear a fusing sound as the metal twists and joins itself together. Simon connects the two parts together and rises up. His self-destruct unit still counting down with only 10 minutes remaining.
Okay, Simon,
wait.
we're gonna need you to stop blowing up now, please.
Unfortunately, that is not a command I can make. Once my self-destruct has initiated, I can only attempt to do a manual override.
Can you manually override?
That would be great.
Registering command. Brrp, ding. Attempting manual override.
All right, Simon, how does a manual override work?
I'm going to say that a manual override is equivalent to an engineering check upon myself.
All right, sounds good. Let's do an engineering check upon yourself. As you are not an engineer, we're going to set this one at 12 or better. 16! You are, however, a master of your own body, because that's how it works here at Hazards and Hijinks. You know how you work. And yes, you are able to deactivate your self-destruct sequence. However, for those lore heads out there, your self-destruct sequence is set to 10 minutes. So if it ever activates again, it will start at 10 minutes until it is reset to factory standard, back to its 2 hours. But that's a problem for another day. I'm sure it'll never come up again. So yes, congratulations. The four of you have successfully connected Simon back to his body and have successfully encountered the rock. The rock flies away, satisfied, kind of cooing as it flies.
I'll call you Dwayne Johnson.
That's a damn good joke there, Tusk. Give yourself 2 additional hit points. Even if you're already at max, give yourself 2 additional hit points. A damn
I feel
good
pretty
joke.
good about myself.
So Tusk, quick question. How did it work with the the talons and feathers and everything?
A gentleman never tells.
No, yeah, but just between buds, between adventurers.
Well, all right. Come here. Let me whisper it to you in your ear.
Okay.
And then you put and then the
What?
ear just takes you.
How would that even?
And then the clown knows, and then.
But Tusk, it doesn't bend that way.
And then, oh yeah, pop. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You just snuck the trunk in there?
Yep, that's right. The trunk. I took some of my grease and I sucked it up, and then
Tusk.
And yep.
That is actually, it's horrifying, but impressive.
Beautiful in a way.
I think we all would have preferred if Tusk was a gentleman and simply not have told. All right.
Pike, you're looking a little worse for wear, so I'm going to take out the medical tools I do have, and I'm going to try to do a healing check on you. Kind of.
We got one
right.
health potion,
Let's use that when in the case that someone's almost dying. And
You're the
while
doctor.
I'm, bandaging you up and stitching you up, I will say McDuffie is down in the tunnels, held hostage by a bunch of witchy crones and the Pixies, who are also enemies, maybe.
Not the
We gotta go get
Duffmeister. Oh no.
McDuffie, master of the wild shape, protector of the forest, owner of great psychedelics? Here? What?
Yeah. Simon, you came out of nowhere. Was McDuffie with you last?
I do not believe McDuffie was attended with me. I was only with information policy.
Oh, that can't be good.
That's not
I'm still
good.
recuperating some of my previous memories from my
Once
core processor being severely damaged.
Once you do, let us know who you were with, in case we gotta save anyone else.
Sonny
We got
was
no
with
time
me.
to lose. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm still trying to make sure Pike is not dying.
Yes, as you were a medical doctor in your past life, and as you are both engineers, so that's totally fair. I'm going to say your check is at 6 or better. You need to roll a 6 or better. That is a natural 20. I am going to say you have healed Pike so well. Pike's new health is set to 18. You have given him an additional 6 points of health. Congratulations. You have also done so well that you have given yourself 6 additional points of health. So both of you are rocking 18. Congratulations.
Woo! Engineer
yeah.
power.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Smart
Engineers
boys
get it
are
done.
little boys.
I was
Alrighty.
curious what would happen when the two of you were in a show. I didn't know if you'd be worst enemies or best friends. And I'm so happy it's friends.
I think we're working well together, but if you show me up, I will stab you in the back to make sure that you don't show me up again.
No. We're in completely different fields. You know?
Yeah, of course. Completely different fields. Mine is, bioorganic.
Yeah, you're like a
mechanical
bioengineer.
abilities.
I make robots.
And you make robots. You create life. We're not
they're
at all
not
the
living.
same, and I'm not at all jealous of your ability to create sentient creatures.
Oh, well, that's good.
So what does that make me?
You're a sentient being?
But did you not say you worked on the Simon models?
Yeah, not your units.
Did
You're
you
way
create
more
me?
advanced than the units I worked on?
Are you my dad?
No. I am not your dad. My father
Who's
would
my
actually be your dad. Wait, we'd be brothers. Because my dad made your units.
All right, nerds, we gotta go. McDuffie's in trouble.
While I
Yes,
resent the
indeed.
nerd comment, oh,
And so the
My
cool
brother,
adventurers
indeed.
made their way down. The nerds and the elephant descended down from the nest and made their way back to the cavern entrance that Ripper had earlier discovered. And they likewise saw what Ripper had reported. The pixies high above, playing pranks on one another, casting spells and doing mischievous bullshit. As the ropes descended down, they saw the parasitic swamp that had formed at the base of the interior cavern, the massive cauldron where the 3 characters were held bound over, and the hut where the gator folk curried about in and out, while the swamp crone continued to badger McDuffie as he responded back with muffled retorts.
look, all I'm saying, Tusk, is I get it. You got laid, okay? But that doesn't mean you can call us nerds.
Right, you are.
I happen to think that nerd is a compliment.
Information fallacy. The two did not lie down as they were interacting.
Simon, it's an expression.
We're gonna update his vernacular when we get back to the tavern, but right now, focus the voice.
What we need is a distraction. Maybe we can lure the pixies to want to go down there.
Why don't you go have sex with them, Tusk?
Would that work?
I don't know.
I see. So that is what we have been talking about.
I can try. I'll go up to the pixies.
All right, Tusk begins to make his way up towards the pixies. Tusk, how are you doing this? Are you stealthing up, or are you just kind of bravado and confidence walking up towards them? Walk me through it.
I am going to use every tool in my disguise resource to create my most genius disguise yet, a swarm of pixies.
Okay, let's do it. That is going to be a stealth check. So we're going to set this at 12 or better. 16. Yes, using all of your abilities, you have done it. You have transformed yourself into a swarm of 19 pixies of various colors and illuminations, floating and giggling as bubbles and glitter float around. The other pixies look at you, and one of the pixies moves towards you. The pixie kind of snaps its fingers and materializes a massive sword. Hello, my name is Rebecca. What's your name, strangers?
It's Cheryl and Vincent and Mud and Snarla Blastwind. Oh God, and Mitsubishi, Maserati, and Goku.
I don't have time for all of your names. I trust you. Why have you come to our spire? Do you wish to join in our Pixie revelries?
That is right. And I've come with the ultimate prank.
Ooh! What is the ultimate prank?
Oh, it's so good. We're gonna go down to the lower level, and we're gonna swarm them, and we're gonna just infuse ourselves into that old crone and wear her like a giant puppet.
Suddenly, Rebecca's face turns sour, and she grimaces. As fun as that would be, we can't get to her. Suddenly, all of the pixies begin to darken and their colors turn blood red. They begin swarming violently like a swirling hurricane. Rebecca's voice deepens and she begins swinging her massive sword. Long has this crown infested our spire, but she has enchanted her dominion against us pixies. Suddenly, everything goes back to sunshine and roses and glitter. If only there were some non-pixies in the area who could sneak past her blood shield, we could totally get in there and rip her limb from limb, eating her flesh. That'd be a great prank.
You guys are twisted freaks.
Yeah, you should see what we do on Saturdays. It involves feet. It's weird. It's super duper weird.
Well, you know what? I just so happened to see some adventurers just outside. Perhaps you've been bugging them already, and I think they could help us out. But we gotta make a distraction first. Perhaps we could, I don't know, fly down there and show her our butts.
Show her our butts.
Yeah, I mean that makes lots of people mad usually, right?
Well, pixies do have great butts. They piss a lot of people off. I'm very envious. We have very toned, nice butts. That could work. Okay, but why would the adventurers help us out? We're pixies. We're generally dicks to everybody, and no one ever wants to help us. No one, not even the Fae Court wants to help us, and we're Fae.
Well, these are the cool adventurers, and they think everyone has the opportunity to be cool.
Wow. All right. Would you say this is a persuasion check or a deception check?
Persuasion.
All right, a persuasion check indeed. Then we are going to set this at 12 or better. Let's roll. Telling them the plan. All of the pixies fly down. Come, Mitsubishi, Maserati, come. They lift you up and carry you towards the other cool adventurers. They all drop you down with the other cool adventurers. They begin talking way too fast. So yeah, we're gonna go show them our butts, and all you have to do is sneak past the blood shield, and then we'll totally kill the crowd for you. Yeah? Does that make sense?
Yeah. You guys got it?
That's a good idea. In fact, how about this? We can split up our forces, one ready to attack and one butt showing, battalion. Maybe about 12 of you pixies or so could go in and give them a good, moonshine, and we'll be ready.
All of the pixies begin laughing and pointing. Pike's so dumb! Pike's so dumb! And his ears are big! No one likes Pike! No one He's a big old nerd and probably a virgin.
Guys.
Is that a no?
Play it
Let me
cool.
get-
Hey, pull my finger. Pull my finger.
I'm
It's
not
way
going
too
to pull your
tiny.
finger, you little pixie devil!
You pull my finger. No, I promise. I'll give you a little pixie kiss on your nose.
Following
I
command.
promise.
Ding, pulling finger.
Simon pulls the pixie's finger. The pixie slaps Pike across the face. Virgin nerd!
Why'd you
we
slap me? I
can't.
didn't even
We
pull
can't.
the finger.
I know, because you're a dork. You're a dork. You're a big old dork. No, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna show you. We're gonna show you our butts. But you have to kill 12 of those gators to break the blood shield. So that's what you gotta do. If you do that, that'll break the blood shield. That's your quest. So
Yeah.
do that. Kill 12 of those gators. That'll deactivate the blood shield, and then we'll go and we'll totally fight the crone with you. It'll be dope. It'll be super sweet. We promise.
Pixies are really making me want to just crack some heads. So
Right, all right.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah,
gonna hang-
let's crack some heads. Let's
You
crack
guys-
some heads, and then we'll party. We'll do. Would you like to come over tomorrow? We do weird feet stuff. It's super weird. Do you have good feet?
I
They're
do have good
misfit.
feet, but I'm not gonna let you look at them, you little freak.
If his
Oh, he's got weird feet. He's got weird feet. He's got weird feet.
Mission Pixie Butts, go!
Mission Pixie Butts! The pixies begin flying towards the lower part of the cavern and begin showing their butts towards the crone. The crone looks up, begins shaking her green massive fist. Are you crazy? Oh, pixies and fly! I'm so angry right now.
All right, free the hostages, guys. Let's go.
yeah,
following command.
jetpack away.
I'm gonna have XR2 turn into a machine gun so I can fire at all these alligator people, because that's what we need to do to lower the blood shield.
Yes, sounds like a plan. That is going to be an engineering check to shift XR2. Let's roll the engineering check. Let's set it at 8 or better. That is a critical failure. You have turned XR2 into a boat. XR2 slides off of the edge and collapses down several stories, careening into the marsh itself, and then tipping over. Beep 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 beep. All of the alligator folk begin moving towards XR2, confused where this ostrich boat has come from. What is that? What is going on there? That would make it Tusk's turn. Tusk, what do you do?
And I'm gonna try and undo his binds.
All right. Yes. Okay. So where you are, you're about. So you're still at kind of the halfway point. So you need to get down and then over, right?
Okay.
Okay. Or are you just kind of jumping to the rope?
Let's jump to the rope. Let's do this.
All right.
Whoa!
All right, jumping to the rope. That's going to be a dexterity check. Let's roll the dexterity check. You're a rogue, so that's going to be an 8. It's simple. You can do it. You could totally do that, baby. That is a 6. You normally could totally do it, but you totally didn't. you mulling towards the cauldron below you. We will come back to you. We will come back to you. That would make it Jack's turn. Jack, what do you want to? Or Ripper, what do you want to do?
All right, so currently McDuffie and the other prisoners are being held over a cauldron.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm gonna go to that cauldron and just I'm gonna leap down and kick it as hard as I can and release the thrusters in my boots at the same time as I kick it to try and knock it not only away so that they're not over it, but into the gator people.
Okay, sounds good. That is going to be a strength check. So let's roll a strength check. We're going to put this one at 12 or better. That's a 3. Yes, you careen into the cauldron, tumble over, and crash into the cauldron itself. You are immediately greeted by scalding hot green liquid, taking 2d6 points of damage. Let's roll them 2d6 points of damage. That is 9 points of damage. I am so sorry, Ripper. You are currently in the cauldron. That would make it Simon's turn. Simon, what do you want to do?
Gain a pair of temporary arms. How I'm going to do this is I'm going to karate kick 2 arms off of the nearest gator folk and use them as my own.
All right, charging down the ledge towards the swamp, you see a gator folk, and you're gonna kick him. That sounds like a power attack to me.
Indeed,
Is that a power attack? All right, let's roll that power attack.
And attach them to
Gator
my
folk kind of turns. What going on here?
But I need to borrow those.
All right, let's roll that power attack. Woo, 12, yeah! Jumping into the air, you extend both of your legs and kind of spin them very, very quickly, almost like buzzsaws, and you kick right in his shoulders, ripping through his scaly flesh, ripping off his leg, or ripping off his arms. His arms drop down to the ground. And they drop down to the ground. Gatorfolk screams, and he collapses down dead. Congratulations, 11 Gatorfolk to go. You see a shimmering red force field by all the pixies kind of glow. The swamp crone turns. She is now aware of your presence. That would make it Pike's turn. Pike, what do you want to do?
How close is Simon to my bird boat / to the gator folk?
To the bird boat, he is probably about 15 feet away from it. He could get to it easily in his next turn.
Are they all still surrounding the boat?
There are about 45 gator folk in general.
Okay.
They're all over the place in this area. The swamp area itself extends probably 200 yards in every direction. It is a massive cavernous structure. So there are about 45 of these gator folk. There are about 9 gator folk around your boat. Where Simon was, there are 3 gator folk, so that would give you your 12. Where Jack fell into the cauldron, there are about 4. And the crone, the swamp crone herself. Tusk is falling towards the cauldron itself. So that kind of gives you a lay of the land. And then there are other gator folk in the surrounding area that can come in as reinforcements. So what would you like to do?
Okay, I'm gonna remote control XR2 to attack the nearest gator folk to him. Because even if it doesn't go well, I'm far away.
Okay, well, as we are in combat, that's going to be a class feature. So that sounds like an upgrade to me. So let's roll that class feature. That's a D20 and a D6. Let's upgrade XR2. Yeah, that's an 8. XR2 shifts like a transformer back into its ostrich form. It raises its 2 wings and begins spinning them like buzzsaws as well, extending them out, and begins cutting through the gator folk around it, slicing through 4 gator folk. So that drops us down 11, 10, 9, 8. We are down to 7 gator folk. 7 gator folk remain. The shimmering blood barrier weakens a little bit. The crone turns. She raises her hand and begins to cast a spell. Blood pools in her hands and takes the form of a gator skull. Let's roll a d20. 11, so if I'm not mistaken, that hits just Simon. So that's going to be 1d6 points of damage. To Simon for 4 points of damage. The gator skull of blood crashes into you, biting your torso, your open chassis, which has been ripped open. It bites onto your central processing unit. That's what you'll get for messing with my boys.
Had I mortal skin, I would say this is immensely painful.
All right, that would make it Tusk's turn. Tusk, you are currently falling, plummeting towards the cauldron. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna spread out my body as much as possible to kind of like slow down a little bit, and then I'm gonna do my no. Do you smell what the rock is cooking?
I'm going to say, I'm going to say that is an animal handling check, but given the bliss that you provided that rock, it is going to be a 5 or better. You have to roll a 5 or better. Oh no! That is a critical failure. Suddenly, from the ground below you, a dwarf bursts out from the ground. It's me, Macho Man! And he begins punching Simon in the face. Poof, 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 poof.
I do not know what I've done to
D6.
deserve this.
We are rolling a D6, yeah.
Of course it
Oh,
is.
Jesus. I'm so sorry,
God.
Simon.
Ow, ow, ow,
The
ow.
Macho Man begins pummeling Simon for 6 points of damage. You have inadvertently summoned the Macho Man, the mythic dwarven wrestler. You are still plummeting towards the cauldron. We will come back to you. That would make it Ripper's turn. Ripper, you are still in the cauldron. You have to roll a dexterity check to get out of the cauldron. If you fail, you take damage. So let's roll a 10 or better. 12, yes, you leap out of the scalding hot cauldron. Surrounding you are 4 gator folk. We go eat you. And the massive swamp crone rises up. No, boy, that's a cool adventurer. I'm gonna torture him first. She pulls a red bandana over her face. Cause I'm a sneaky taker. And she begins charging towards you. What do you do?
I would like to upgrade the cauldron with my thrusters. I'm going to remove them from myself, attach them to the cauldron, and launch the cauldron towards the crone and the gator folk.
All right, sounds good. Let's roll an upgrade check. That's a class feature, so let's roll it. D20 and a D6. That's a 10. Yes, you attach the jetpack onto the cauldron. The cauldron begins flying towards the gator folk of the crone. The crone effortlessly the crone leaps over the cauldron with little effort, waving her wand. Yes, put those dice in jail. Holy God. Holy math. Leaps over the cauldron. The cauldron careens into the gator folk. The gator folk collapse into the cauldron, immediately boiling in the cauldron, letting out gasps and screams. Ow, mama, no, mama! Three more gator folk have been killed, or 4 more gator folk have been killed. 3 to go, that's right. 3 more gator folk to go, and you will earn your show achievement. The blood barrier continues to weaken. You can see pixies banging their butts against the blood barrier. Against the blood barrier, the swamp crone looks up and she begins chanting an eldritch saying to herself. The blood barrier glows brighter red and the pixies are pushed back against it. The crone turns and begins pulling her hands into the air again, beginning to cast a spell. Let's roll a d20.
Yep.
That's going to be an 11, so that still only hits Simon. Let's roll a d6.
That old man is having a bad day.
That is
Right on the money.
exactly the amount of damage you need to knock Simon out. Simon has been knocked out.
Critical damage.
Simon to the marshy water. The Macho Man as the witch's blood spell crashes into him. The Macho Man, undeterred, continues to look for enemies and begins punching the gator folk. I ain't done, son! Ha ha! All right, that would make it Pike's turn. Pike, what do you do?
Macho Man
Okay.
Sandy Ravage is really giving us a run for our money.
I'm gonna have XR2 attack the remaining gator folk around and wrap this up.
Okay. All right. That is going to be an engineering check. Yes, that's going to be an engineering check. So let's roll that engine. Oh, you know what? No, because he is a weapon, that is just a attack. So let's do a standard, simple, or a power attack. What would you like?
I'm gonna do a simple attack.
A simple attack. All
Yeah.
right. Let's roll a simple attack. That's going to be 1d6. 5. Yes. XR2 charges one of the gator folk, extending his head out, and like a lance, spears one of the gators in the chest, lifting it up. Mama, it hurt. Its straw hat dropping off of its head as XR2 beep, 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 bitch, and then drops it on the ground. You have successfully killed one more gator folk. 2 remain. That would make it Tusk's turn. Tusk, you are falling ever closer to that cauldron. What would you like to do?
Wait.
Oh yeah, no, that's right.
No,
You are just
I'm standing
plummeting
where
to
the cauldron
ground.
was.
Yes, you are plummeting towards Ripper. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna aim for Ripper, or like flap a little and try and just like get a little off girl. At the same time, we go, come on, baby. I'm gonna try this one more time. Jabroni! Jabroni! Jabroni!
Okay, that's going to be another animal handling check. We're gonna set this one at 12 or better. We're gonna use a different D20 for this. Does the rock smell what you are cooking? That is a 9. That is not the 12 we were looking for. So unfortunately, another dwarf pops out of the ground. This one wearing a desert dwarf's attire. It goes, ha 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 ha! I am the Iron Dwarf, and you are all jabronis! And begins punching Ripper in the face for 6 points of damage. Or no, let's roll a d6. I don't want to just do 6 points of damage. Let's roll a d6. 4, yes. I did almost say Simon again. I did almost just
Look out below!
stop summoning ancient dwarven wrestlers to kick the shit out of the cool adventurers, Tusk. Oh my god. All right. That make it Ripper's turn.
Ow. I am going to... Can I power attack multiple people? Or target multiple people with a power attack?
Absolutely.
Alright. I'm honestly just going to use like big ol' thunderous blast of force with a punch to knock the dwarf that just punched me in the face into the remaining gators.
Okay, so we are using the Iron Dwarf as a weapon itself for a power attack, charging him up and throwing him into 2 gator folks. Sounds great. That sounds like a power attack to me. Let's roll 3d6. Eight. Yes, you're able to punch into the Iron Dwarf. Ah! Impressive. He lights up, charging, flying into one of the gator folk. One gator folk remains necessary to turn off the blood barrier. That would make it Simon's turn. Simon, you are currently knocked out, which means you are currently dying. We have to roll a d20, 10 or 10 or lower. You fail. 11 or better, you succeed. You are scrap metal. Let's roll. All right, we're gonna try one final d20. This is for all the math. Let's give it a try. That is a 7. No, none of the dice are our friends tonight. That is your first first death failure. You get 2 more and you are permanently shut down. I am so sorry, Simon. That would make it Pike's turn. That would make it Pike's turn.
I'm gonna have XR2 finish off the last remaining Gator folk with another I guess simple attack.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Let's roll 1d6. 3, yes. XR2 runs up to one more Gator folk and just pecks it in the face, just impaling it in the face. And it grabs it, like, because it's a gator, right? So it's got this, and it just lifts its jaw up higher and higher, snapping it back, snapping it further back. Beep, 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 beep. As it just, and it collapses down. Suddenly, the room fills with a bright red light that bursts out as suddenly you hear giggling, maniacal giggling. Suddenly, all of the pixies begin charging towards the swamp crone. Suddenly, they all have massive weapons in their hands: axes, clubs, spears, maces, swords, guns, nooses, like cleavers, crazy shit. One of them has a scythe, and they just begin wailing on the crone, just going to town. Ah, no! Like this! Ah! They lift her up, swirling around her, pulling her apart, some of them gnashing at her with their teeth. You realize all of these pixies have tiny, sharp, needle-like teeth, ripping at her green flesh, pulling bits out. She screams and cries, the sound of her voice, horror, through the entire chamber, filled with giggling and laughing and bubbles bursting around, just viscera and carnage. McDuffie's eyes widen, almost as if this is not what he wanted to see. Something about this is almost breaking his heart. The 2 orcs are looking on in disgust, even though they're bound and gagged. Vomit is flowing out of their mouth and they're upside down, so it's just going into their nose and just tumbling down. It's a grotesque scene before the pixies swirl, leaving behind the bones stripped raw and bare of the swamp crone. They fly back over to Pike and kiss Pike on the nose, leaving a bloody, tiny lip print. Bye. We're gonna do weird foot stuff now. They fly up to the top of their spire. Congratulations! You have successfully completed both of your objectives tonight. Needed the pixies by recruiting them and having them defeat the swamp crone for you, and you have successfully completed your kill quest by destroying 12 of the gator folk. Congratulations. All 4 of you have received 2 show achievements. You are now 1 step closer to leveling up. You are no longer in combat. Simon desperately needs your help or he will die.
I'm gonna go and run and try to stabilize him.
I'm gonna use my trunk to try and grab onto something so I don't fall and hit the ground.
And I'll upgrade Ripper's tools so that he can have a starhead screwdriver so that he can actually work on Simon.
Sounds great. Yes. All right, so that is going to be an assist on Pike's part. Let's roll a d20. 10 or lower, you hinder. 11 or better, you help. So let's roll that first. That is a natural 20. That is a natural 20. I am gonna, for the sake of convenience, Pike, to prove yourself, you push Ripper out of the way, you pick up Simon, and you begin working on Simon, and you successfully stabilize him and restore him to 1 hit point. He is conscious again.
Critical damage restored.
You also turn around, and with a really cool moment, you catch Tusk in your arms. You give Ripper a wink, like, yeah, that's what I do.
I'm simultaneously very impressed, quite attracted to you, and incredibly jealous. I don't know what to do with this mix of emotions.
You know, Ripper, it's just, you know, it's a day's work. Cool adventurers here is all.
Yeah.
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 All in a day's work. What matters is that everyone walks away in the end. It doesn't matter who did all the cool things.
A day's work typically includes me almost exploding.
Wait, the day's not over yet, guys. We gotta get those twisted freaks, and I know just the way to do it. Simon, do a 2-minute timer on your self-destruct system and detach your head.
What?
Activating 2-minute self-destruct.
No, it's
Detaching head.
Are you kidding me?
I got it. Run! Run!
Oh my god!
Oh, you know what? That's fine. Eat head, you pixie freaks.
Okay. Simon detaches his head. His body drops down at the ground. His self-destruct sequence raises up. The three of you begin running out of the spire, making your way out of the spire.
I have Simon strapped to my back again.
Yes, you do. You turn back, looking just to see as the spire explodes in a massive explosion. Extending up. If the spire was a middle finger extending out of the forest, it has erupted like a firework over Disneyland. And all is right with the world. It is a magical kingdom after all. However, the three of you forgot to rescue McDuffie and the 2 orcs.
Oh.
But that is something for another time. Ripper and
I was
Pike
so caught
look.
up by Pike. He was just so good. I was.
Tusk.
Ripper and Pike look at Tusk, realizing what has happened as both of you phase out of reality.
What?
No, that's not what's actually happening. It's Tusk phasing out with Simon. Tusk, you find yourself in a dungeon staring at Phylos. What is going on? Where is McDuffie? What is going on in Oakvale? Now that the heroes have finally gained an advantage over the sneaky takers, are we actually seeing a turn in this epic battle between the forces of good and the forces of nefarious evil? Only more can tell next time on Hazards and Hijinks. Thank you so much for enjoying the show and sticking with us. We know we had technical difficulties throughout, but this was one hell of an adventure, and we taught it to those weird pixies at the end. That was a lot of fun. We hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you so very, very, very much. You can continue to donate to us at any time if you'd like to at our Venmo at Fancy Hobo. Right there, if you'd like. Thank you so much to everyone who donated. It was so much fun. Thank you to whoever cursed Ripper. That was also a lot of fun. Really appreciated that. If you enjoyed the show, if you made it all the way, hey, this is the part where I tell you to like and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. We have shows every Friday. We're gearing up towards our test kitchen and then our meat grinder, where we will have our epic conclusion to the Sneaky Takers saga. Oh, and Tusk and Simon, or Simon's Head, will be there. Ooh, yeah! Tomorrow night we have our genre show. It's teen drama, and I think we have a lot of people from tonight's show in that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. See some familiar faces, but in totally new ways. That's right. We're going to be seeing 80s teen dramas. It's going to be a blast. Next week we also have the Bindle. Then we're finishing out with just a Hazards and Hijinks weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. Check out our social media to stay up to date. We have Instagram, we have a TikTok, we have a Facebook, we have a YouTube, we have a Twitch, and if you start making weird art, we will eventually make a Tumblr, I promise. So, without any further ado, this is me saying I love you. Oh no, now I'm rhyming. So let's end the show with I know, Tony, I know we will never make a Tumblr, I know, but like a girl can dream. Let's end the show with a huzzah. Join us. 3, 2, 1. Huzzah!
Oh, I hope
somehow
McDuffie's
ended
not
this show
McDead.
with less body than I started with.
Yeah. Yeah, and now everyone's phased out of reality. I have to call my dad to make Simon a new body. And McDuffie's friggin' dead.
Well, I mean, we don't know. Maybe he wild shaped.
Tusk
think of it-
murdered McDuffie.
That's canon now. Put it in all the books. Tusk murdered McDuffie.
Hashtag Tusk murdered McDuffie.
Hashtag
Get that
Tusk is a
trending.
murderer.
Oh, this is worse than when Snake killed Dumbo.
Spoilers! I'm not that
Spoilers.
far in the book series yet.
They've been
Oh,
out for
no.
like 20 years.
I'm dyslexic, okay?
Okay, that's fair.
Jesus.
It helps. I can be a walking audiobook.
Oh my god. That is so perfect. Simon is just ahead. Tusk
what?
is a murderer.
Simon's
Good to
really
know I'll
getting
be
ahead
starting
in
like
life.
this at the climax of the battle.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, mwah.
Gosh, we're all one flew over the roc's nest.
Still confused why Macho Man went after me.
Oh.
Oh yeah, well,